Hello everybody. I just thought I would come on and cook supper with you this evening. I've done some desserts, but tonight I decided I was going to do my chicken with you. So we're making butter chicken tonight, really easy. This is our big saute pan. I just turned it on and I'm just melting some butter. Of course my butter's vegan butter. So what I'm going to do is I'll just read some ingredients to you here. It has spices, tomato powder, garlic, mustard, salt, and chilies. So there you go. Those are the ingredients, and you only need a few basic ingredients. So those are the seasonings, the ingredients, and you only need a few basics to put in. So you'll need half a cup of crushed tomatoes, 1 diced onion, and 1 can of coconut milk. I always prepare everything ahead of time. Make sure everything is lined up. So when it comes time to cook, I have everything ready to go and I'm not missing anything. That's just me because I have a small space, so I have to make sure I have everything lined up. So first thing what we have to do is melt some butter and add in our onions, which is 1 large onion. And it's already cut up, makes my life easy and you don't have to watch me cry. And we'll just saute that up a little bit, and we like a lot of vegetables. So what I've done is I will buy frozen vegetables, or I'll buy vegetables when they're on sale and I will freeze them. So I just defrost them before doing this. So I have my peppers that are defrosted and my broccoli that are defrosted, and I'll be adding that in as well. If I don't make too much of a mess. So I will add that to the onions. I don't want all the juice at the bottom. I save the juice and I use that for stock later on. So I'll show you. It's just been defrosting here. I'm making a mess already and I haven't even really got started. So again, the recipe does not call for vegetables, but we like vegetables, so we're adding vegetables. That's the best part. When you get store-bought stuff, you have to follow you have whatever in a restaurant, you get what you get. When you do those meal solutions, I think it's HelloFresh, I don't know, we don't do them. It comes, everything is prepared. So there you go. We like to improvise, and that's what we're doing. So anyway, so that is a little bit of juice that will be put away. And it'll be added to some other juice in the freezer, and then when it fills up, I have stock, vegetable stock. There you go. So now all we have to do is, I'll turn this up a little bit, we just have to cook this up a little bit. And what does it say to do after? Oh, before that, these are our 1 cup prep bowls. They come with measurements, imperial and metric on the side. I have some other bowls because I ran out of my small ones. This is our saucepan, or saute pan I should say. It is wonderful. I can do everything in one, and it's flat at the bottom. It fits on the high burner beautifully, 2 handles, and it can go into the oven as well, up to I think 350 degrees, so I have to take a look on that. But it can go in the oven, so if you're going to cook like a lasagna or something, you can do it in the pan. Prepare everything, pop it in the oven, take it out. You've got your rubber here on your handles, so it'll be really easy. So I'm just heating these up in the butter, or my vegan butter, whatever. And then after this sautés a bit, it says saute 1 large onion, stir in seasoning, and 1 can of coconut milk, which I have here. And half a cup of crushed tomatoes, which I have here. It says bring to a boil. So I still have to saute this a little bit. And that's the longest part, is just having this sauteed. What I did do is we used chicken thighs, boneless, skinless, and I've already have them pre-cut. And after this calls for So we're going to be putting this over rice actually. And I just cooked my rice, so I'll show you it's still hot. See that? Rice is cooked in the microwave, still steamy hot, which will be perfect for dinner tonight. And leftovers will go to other meals. Sometimes I'll season my rice, sometimes I won't. So this time I didn't because we're going to have a lot of flavor here, and I figured I'm just going to focus on the one flavor. But sometimes I can add, let's see, I can add guacamole to the rice. I can add the nourish broth to the rice. I can add fajita. I can add the buffalo. You can change up any way you want. You can even add the salad dressing. I've done the balsamic vinaigrette because I like the seasoning, and I add that to the rice as well. If I'm doing a fish dish, I will also add lemon dilly to my rice so my rice has a nice flavor. So you can really have fun with the rice. I use parboiled rice. I do 1.5 cups of rice to 2.5 cups of water. I put it in the round steamer, not the square one, and I put the lid on it, and I do 16 minutes. Every microwave is slightly different. So while that was cooking, I was starting to do the prep work for here, and it's a no-brainer. And if you cook your rice earlier, like I will have other rice left over and it'll go in the fridge for another day. But you put it in the microwave, when it beeps and it finishes, just leave it alone. It's like set it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it, which is the best part. It's not going to boil over. It's not going to oil. You don't have to run to the stove. You don't have to check it. You just have to fluff it up a little bit after, just like you would on a stove, like stove cooked. So I'm going to just continue this because then we have to let it simmer and cook the chicken. So this is pretty good. So I have our Epicure scissors here. I'm going to open this up, and it says add seasoning. So this is how easy it is. Add seasoning. Add your coconut. Nice and thick. See, that's why I like when I open it out of the can, I make sure everything is okay. And there you go. And the tomato. Easy, and I really like our cooking utensils. This is a part of our utensil set. It is single core steel, and it is the food grade silicone, so there's no breaking parts, which is really nice, and they just keep going and they work beautifully. So now I'm just going to mix this up. I'm going to let this cook. It says bring it to a boil. So that's why the onions will continue to cook a little bit, and the vegetables. So you'll see this is just the same thing, we just added some vegetables. So let me give you some information here. I'm going to just, oh, that looks good and it smells good. Okay, so this package makes 8. So we're only 2, so we don't have to use the whole package. So what I do is I am cooking the whole thing because I will portion it out and freeze it for later as well. And plus I have the vegetables, which will stretch it even more. And if you didn't want to do the meat, you didn't have to do the meat. You could even add another cup or 2 of vegetables, and you could do it the exact same way. You could add tofu to it. You don't have to do chicken if you wanted to put ground meat. You can do that as well. You can even cut up steak if you wanted, or pork. Doesn't matter what protein you use, or even no protein. So, for 1/8 of the package, the dry mix, 1% fat, 0% trans fat, fiber, 4%, sugars, 1% sugar, and sodium, 1%. How cool is that? 0 cholesterol. So now once it's prepared, calories per serving for 1/8 of this package prepared is 200 calories. And I'll be adding this to rice, which basically doesn't have much to it. Fat, 11%, trans fat, 25%, fiber, 7%, sugars, 2%. How cool is that? Sodium, 5%. Now that is healthy cooking and healthy eating. So sugar and sodium conscious, and it still has flavor. It still smells good, and it's all natural on top of that. So Epicure is really good when it comes to stuff like that. So this now just has to come to a boil. I might cheat and add the chicken in earlier and then just let this cook up because it will be boiling with the chicken. So it says 2 pounds of chicken. I have 4 chicken thighs. So that's less than 2 pounds. And that's perfect. I cut it up small because for us that's more than enough. We're not eating a lot of meat. So I have it already pre-cut. So what I can do is cheat a little bit, pop it in here, and this will all cook. And when this is done, we have to add in half a cup of yogurt. I have my yogurt here, which is a goat yogurt, which is actually really nice. I've even used it into desserts and into baking because it's a very mild yogurt flavor. Well, actually plain, there's no flavor to it. So yeah, so there you go. I've put everything in, even though I didn't have this come to a boil, but it will come to a boil with the meat in it. So let me bring this up to show you how gorgeous that looks. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Oh yes, so good. And just a few basic ingredients. So my crushed tomatoes is, I get it in the large can. What I do is I portion it out and I freeze it. So I have them all frozen and they're in the 1 cup prep bowls and measured at half a cup in it. And I have a bunch in the freezer and I'm ready to go. This is our favorite. We love this. And there you go. This just has to cook. And then it's done. And this is the butter chicken with some extra veggies added. So there you go. That's my dinner tonight. Rice is already done. Once this boils and thickens up a little bit and the chicken is cooked, dinner's ready. Anyways, take care. Have yourself a wonderful afternoon, evening, morning, whenever you're seeing this video. And we'll talk soon. If you have any questions, reach out to me. You can comment on the page. There you go. Love this stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.